Today we'll be learning about exponential functions. If you're wondering, what is an exponent? Well, basically, an exponent is another word for a power or an index. So functions containing exponents are usually called exponential functions. Okay, there are 6 main rules that we need to follow for this to be true. Okay, so I'm going to write down the laws. So laws of exponents. So laws of exponents. So we need to write A is equal to, does not equal to 0, and B does not equal 0. So for our 6 rules, if it equals 0 for both A and B, it will be false. It would be false. So our first law or rule is A to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So it's basically saying that A cannot equal 0. So if it equals 0, then it'll be false. Then it would not equal 1. Okay, so our next rule is AM times AN, which is equal to AM plus N. Yeah, same thing. A cannot equal 0 for A and B. Okay, so our next law or rule, so A, M, and then to the power of N, and which would equal A, M, N. Okay, our next rule is A to the power of minus N, which is equal to 1 over AN. And then our next rule is A to the power of M divided by AN, which is basically A and then to the power of M minus N. So basically, when you times, you have to add the exponents. So when you divide, you minus the exponents. Okay, our last law, our last rule, so it's AB to the power of M, which is equal to AM and and BM. Okay, those are our 6 rules for the laws of exponents. So I'm going to bring up some questions so you can answer them. Okay, so our first question is going to be A to the power of 2 times A to the power of 7. So basically, we're going to look at this rule right here. As you see, AM times AN, which is equal to AM plus N. So basically, we can write it as A, so we add the exponents. So 2 plus 7, which is 9. So it's A to the power of 9. Okay, so our next one, we're going to answer, which will be A to the power of 7 divided by A to the power of 2. Okay, this time we're going to use this law, or this rule. So we're going to minus the exponents. So we're going to write it 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. Okay, so now let's do A to the power of 2 divided by A to the power of 7. Okay, so we're going to go A, and then we're going to follow this formula, this rule. So we're going to minus the exponents. So 2 minus 7, which is minus 5. And now this time we're going to use this rule right here, because we have a negative exponent. So it's going to be 1 over A to the power of 5. So the negative is changed because we've made it the reverse to a fraction. Okay, so now let's answer AB to the power of 3. Okay, So this time we're going to use this rule. Oh no, sorry, this rule. So we're going to break it up into two parts. So a times a to the power of 3 and b to the power of 3. So that is our answer. Okay, so now let's do b c to the power of 2 over a to the power of 3. So to the power of 4. Okay, so okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, so we're gonna use this rule. So when we're multiplying, we're gonna add the exponents. Oh wait, sorry. As there is a bracket, we're gonna times them. So we're gonna go b. So so just pretend there's a 1 here because that's what it means. So 1 times 4. So it's b4, and then c to the power of 2 times 4, c8 over a to the power of 3 times 4, which is a12. Okay, so that is our answer. Okay, now let's move on to 3 to the power of minus 4. Okay, so we're going to use this rule. So basically, we're going to write it as 1 over 81. That is our answer. By the way, I'll show you how I got this. So the first thing we're going to make into a fraction. So the first thing we're going to raise 3 to the power of 4 because the negative changes because we swapped it. So which is the reverse. So negative to a positive. So it's changed the negative to a positive, and then 3 to the power of 4, which is 81. That's how I got 1 over 81. Okay. Now let's do 10 to the power of 0. This question might be straightforward, but most people can get this wrong because most people think it's 0, but the actual answer is 1. As you see, our first rule states that a to the power of 0 equals 1. So watch out for that. So when you see a number to the power of 0, it's always equal to 1. Okay. So now let's do 4 to the power of 3. Okay. So 4 to the power of 3, which is 64, but we can break it up to 4 times 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16, and then times by 4, which is 64. So now let's do 4 to the power of minus 3. Okay, so first of all we put as a fraction to get rid of the negative sign. So we're going to change it to 4 to the power of 3. So 4 to the power of 3, which is 64, so it's going to be 1 over 64. Okay, so now let's do 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so the first thing, so you don't do 2 times 2, so your answer is not 4. So it would just be 2, because it shows over here. And our second rule, so a times a, you leave the number. So in this case, we're going to leave it to 2. But the only thing we change is our exponents. So as it's a times, so when you multiply, you add the exponent. And when it's divide, you subtract. Okay, so 4 plus 3, which is 7. So that is our answer. Okay, so now let's do 2 to the power of minus 5. Okay, so the first step, we make it to a fraction to get rid of the negative exponent. So, and then we change it to 2 to the power of 5, which is 32. So basically, you can go 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 5 times. And this is 4, 4, and this left with 2. So you just go 4. You can go 4 times 4 times 2, and then which is 16 times 2, which is 32. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video on laws of exponents and exponential functions. Bye.